What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and this isn't really going to be a review. It's more going to be a discussion about Married to Medicine. This is season 10, episodes 4 through 6. So let's get into it. So, like I said, this isn't really gonna be a review. It's more gonna be a discussion about Married to Medicine. So, I haven't done a review for this show from episodes 4 through 6. It's just been a lot going on my side of town, and I'm just trying to make sense of it right now. But I wanted to discuss Married to Medicine, especially with the whole situation with Quad going online, telling people that I think by episode 7 or 8, she should be gone, that the group iced her out, and how everyone's feeling about that. So, first off, let's go person by person. Let's talk about Phaedra. Phaedra, to me, is fun on the show, but she's not really adding anything. She's not giving us anything new about her. It's just Phaedra. And I think Dr. Heavenly last night or previous episodes of her Carlos King interviews or the talks that they do, she said Phaedra really wouldn't talk to them about what happened on RHOA, and then we don't see her man. So Phaedra isn't really adding anything to the show. You got Dr. Alicia. She ain't said much of nothing since we've seen her. I don't get how she's a friend of the show, and even got her own still shot for the season, and she hasn't said anything. I don't know if they thought she was going to be a good fit and it just didn't work out, but it's like she's just there. Just there. Sweet Tea. Well, before I talk about Sweet Tea, let's talk about Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie ain't doing much of nothing either. We don't see Curtis. Curtis could come back from the DR or Africa or wherever he is to go to Greg's bachelor party, but you couldn't come to the wedding, and Dr. Jackie hasn't said anything about where he's been. I think that's odd, and that's weird that they haven't pressed her about it. But we all know Jackie has the halo effect when it comes to the group. A lot of people don't want to question Jackie. They feel like Jackie is the moral compass of the group, so they don't want to push it with her. But that is a question. Other than us seeing her do her job, which is great, she doesn't really have a storyline, to be honest. And it's okay. I mean, Dr. Jackie has given us good storylines previous seasons, so I get coasting a season, but yeah, this season we ain't getting much. Okay. We're not getting much. Simone has a storyline with her boys, with Miles and Michael, more so Miles and him struggling with school. A lot of people feel like Miles might be on the spectrum. I don't know. But what I do feel as though is they are coddling him. Why is it taking you so long with undergrad? Do you are you struggling? Do you have a learning disability? What's going on? Because just I don't even think Miles knows what he wants to do. I think that's more so the issue. He might not know what to do, and he feels obligated to be in school. So it's okay, that's what I'm supposed to do, go to school, and that's it. But it just seems like he's just lost and can't really figure out his own way. I think it was great that Simone bought the boys a apartment, and I think the contract idea was actually smart, because it's okay, I'll buy you guys this apartment, but Miles has a year to get his life together, and Michael has 2 years, because I think he's younger than him and he's still in school. So I think that makes sense. You have a year to graduate, to get you a job, or else, or you back on your you're on your own. And I mean, his parents have set him up great, but it's you have to be able to run with run with the foundation that they gave you, and make it bigger and better for yourself. Dr. Heavenly. The only storyline Dr. Heavenly has going on is Alora, and we find out that she is going to FAMU, so that's great for her. Other than her beefing with Sweet Tea, ain't much going on with her. And then we have Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea got married, or Letitia got married. And we are seeing her trials and tribulations with Greg off rip. And that's been decent and interesting to look at. We have Miss Quad, who, like I said, is telling the people now that she done got kicked off the show. I don't know, nor do I care. I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, Quad let the ladies know that she doesn't have emotional connection with them. And like I said on Twitter, I enjoy Quad. I think she's fun on the show, but I think Quad started to have an ego and smell herself, and she forgot that this show is an ensemble cast and that y'all work together great, but you don't look good by yourself. A lot of people who are in these housewife shows or these massive cast shows with at least like 8 or 9 people always think that they can have their own show, or they're the main focal point of the show, and then when they get out by themselves they find out that, like, dang, I don't, like, people don't really rock with me that way, or I'm not as entertaining without these other cast members around me. And I think that's the issue for Quad. I saw some clips of Dr. Heavenly's live with with Carlos King yesterday, and she pretty much said that Quad was having a beef with production. She was renegotiating her contract, which I didn't have an issue with. I mean, like, if I'm going to be on a show with my ex-husband and his new wife, I should get paid more. So her renegotiating her contract, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I guess she was speaking disparagingly about the ladies, questioning why Jackie was making the same as her when Jackie doesn't give, arguing with production. The ladies were saying that she shows up late. Some of them are upset. I think I saw that Simone was upset that, like, what's her name? Quiet hasn't really invited her to her new home. And it's a lot. I just think that Quad needed to humble herself when they did the casket scene, which I thought was funny. Some people didn't think it was funny, because I think that's what the ladies are just wanting from her. For her to just admit that, like, she does play a hand in the dissolution or the demise of these relationships. And I'm not saying it's only Quad. I mean, at this point, it seems like nobody's putting in effort on both sides. But it's like, Quad didn't have anybody else. It's like you had Heavenly. Heavenly was like your only connection to the group now. And it's like, yeah, you're an OG, but, like, you don't rock with nobody else in the group like that. You not cool with Simone anymore like that. You and Toya ain't never been like that. You and Jackie not on that same level. So all you had was Heavenly. And once Heavenly felt like she was being used or that you discarded her, then it was like you didn't have anybody else in the group. And they got rid of Anila. And Anila was like your access way into the group, as well as they got rid of Contessa, or Contessa left. And it's like you didn't have enough people to champion and rally behind you. Like, if it was just you having beef with one person in the group, I don't think everyone would be like, okay, your services are no longer needed. But now that you're you're by yourself and everybody else is kind of looking at you like, why are you here? Then yeah. And I'm actually looking at Quad like, why are you here if you stated yourself you don't feel an emotional connection with this group? This group is not a safe space. Then why do you keep returning to it? Like, that's the question for me. Why are you still a part of the group if you no longer feel welcome and safe there? Those are my thoughts. I know this is like a really short video, but yeah, I mean, like, honestly, the main storylines for Married to Medicine right now is, Dr. G and Letitia, aka Sweet Tea, Simone and her boys, Laura going off to college, and then Quad, I guess, getting booted out the group. But I do find it weird for Quad to be like, the ladies iced me out. But then, because that's the thing. But then there's like clips going around when Quad was like, the ladies didn't have a say in if Sweet Tea could be a part of the group. But now you're saying that they did. I think you're just going back on your word because you're mad and angry, which is understandable. But I also feel like if production wanted Quad to be there, she would be there. I think Quad burned her bridges with production as well as with the ladies, and now she's just on an island by herself. And I don't know, maybe she might come back for season 11. Maybe that can be what season 11 is them mending fences with her. I don't know. But I'm not that pressed about her leaving. I do think it's kind of weird because it's like Phaedra did. Now, I do think Phaedra did Quad dirty because Phaedra's access way or entrance way to the group was Quad. And now you're like trying to take Quad's spot. You didn't want to bring her to Napa Valley. And now you're saying like, well, every time I brought her to the group, she wasn't humble. It's like, well, these are her group of friends. Not like, what do you mean she wasn't humble? Like, I mean, granted, she wasn't, but it's like, I don't think you have a right to say that. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts. Hop down in them comments below. Remember to be bravely authentic. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.